Okay, so hello all. Now, this is probably not the introduction you'd usually get when you go into a YouTube series, but this is the one I'm giving you. So, I've got a sales call in about 10 minutes. If I sell this guy, I will hit my first 10K month in the history of my business. Pressure's on, but let's see what we can do, baby. There it is. Had to make 3K today to make it happen, but ladies and gentlemen, we have gone and done it. The last day, the last month of the bloody year, we've hit 10K, 10.6 in the bag. Fucking hell, over the moon, pinching myself, cannot believe I finally hit it. I know it's not the most amount of money in the world, but you know, it's that number that everyone talks about, right? 10K a month. Finally hit it. Last month I was so close, I was so gutted. I almost got it, 9.3 last month. Collectively, the month before was about 8.6. So I've been knocking on the door for a few months. I think the month before that was a low, 5.7. Month before that was about 6.3. Had a little bit of a dip in October. Then I think the month before that it was like 4.5, 2.7, 1.5, 1.1, and then 0. That's where I started, 0 in about March. I think at that point I'd only taken like a bank deposit of $200 from my first client. I cannot believe I'm sitting here. I could show you an overlay, my goals I had for the year. I set them in July. I was still working in July. And they were like, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. But I did all of them. All of them done. My vision plan, which I can put on the screen as well. Not quite done. On my vision plan, 15K was the goal. But I got 10, whatever. So it was pretty much almost to a T perfect, the vision plan. So that's why I think it's so powerful to write down and visualize what you want. Because you put the work in and it happens. I think at the start of the year, I'll try and find that one. That one's a bit more like, wow. Because at the start of the year, I even have a video of me at the start of the year saying in December, I'll play it, that I'll be a full-time online coach by this December. I did that in August. 6th to the 12th, 2023. When I make this video next year, I'll be a full-time online coach, fully supporting myself with that money. So, you know, and I think the goal at the start of the year was just to make like $1,000 per month. Fuck that, smashed it. So if you're watching this, you fucking like that shit, you want to grow your own shit, just see me, all I did, no crazy shit. Literally just worked my ass off regardless of my circumstance. I didn't use it as a problem because I used to work like 10 hours a day, commute 4 hours because I used to work in North Sydney as a construction job. If anyone knows construction, it's fucked. So had no energy, was doing like 1 to 2 hours a day work on the train and back and shit, but somehow managed to grow the fucker and push through and go full time. Took a risk, definitely didn't have the money to do it, did it anyways, and here we are. So by the book, done all the dumb shit you shouldn't do and taking all the risks, but I'm here now because of that. So if you take inspiration, if you follow this journey, Road to Dubai, fucking episode 1 with a bang, 10K, but hopefully January is fucking bigger than that, and I can't wait for the new year. So fucking get that up here. Bang! All right, ladies and gents. All right, bang. Ladies and gentlemen, as you saw in the last clip, it is now the 1st of January 2025, and yesterday we hit our first 10K month, which is fantastic. Actually ended almost at 11K because I had another payment come through, so it was awesome. It was awesome. I think it just goes to show, like, if you set a vision, stay patient, work as hard as you can, get the right information, invest in yourself, it comes back eventually. So delayed the gratification, got the win. But in this clip, I'm not here to fucking jack myself up anymore. I'm going to talk about my goals for the year, given it's the first of the year and this series, what it's going to be about. So the whole goal, which you may or may not know from my Instagram if you watch that, is to get to Dubai. Now, when we went to Dubai last year for my mentorship with Mark Cole, CCB, he ran an event over there. We went over. It was awesome, great experience, learned a lot, honestly changed my life. Going around those kind of people and seeing and being around that and networking with those people was fantastic experience. But we were there, me and my missus, we've disagreed on when we should move out, where we should go for a while, but Dubai was the one place where we were like, fuck, like we could genuinely see ourselves living here for a bit. So that sparked interest on my end, like I want to do that. Of course, she was aligned with that. Also my best friend Matteo, who you'll meet shortly when he comes back from holiday, he also wants to move there for a bit as well. So it's just a great environment for working, expanding the business. I think that is the next level for me, to get myself to a point where living in Dubai, I'm not an imposter. I'm actually genuinely someone from Dubai and seem like that and work that hard and stuff like that, blah, blah. You can say what you want, like the city's soulless and blah, blah. But genuinely, unless you've been there and experienced the environment and how you feel when you're there, the fucking environment of like improvement, and everyone wants to see other people win, and like there's an abundance mindset over there versus like maybe here in Australia there's a bit more of a scarcity mindset. I would say people are a bit like, they want to see you do well, they don't want to see you do better than them, or they want to see you do well, but the moment you actually have potential to do something and like it's noticeable and people know it's going to happen, they start to turn on you a bit and try to pull you back down and like, oh, worry about this and that. So that's what I've noticed, that's my experience. Similar sentiment to a lot of people I've talked to about the different environments. Not to say Australia, it's a great country, it's beautiful, one of the richest countries on earth, there's opportunity here as well. I'm just telling you what I think. So obviously my goals along this series is to take you guys with me. On my Instagram, as I said, the goal is not just to get to Dubai, it's to get to Dubai as the kind of person I think is worthy of going to Dubai. So that's physically, mindset, and of course, business-wise. So the YouTube will be heavily centered around the business side of it, just because I didn't want to put that on my Instagram too much. But if you're someone who's a bit more interested in the business side, this is where it'll be. Obviously, I'll give you some tips on lifestyle, physique and stuff, but this is more of an insight into my life rather than me teaching you how to get in shape, if that makes sense. So that's why I want it to be more of an authentic, almost a video diary for me, like how I'm going, where I'm going. Because when I was looking back on the last year, like genuinely 2024 was probably the greatest year of my life. The amount of change. First half was fucking rubbish because I was starting a business. I didn't know what to do. And like I had the business, but there wasn't like, this is 100% there wasn't certainty. You know, I didn't know what to do. I felt a bit stuck. And I was stuck in a job. I hated it. Construction, I was an engineer, civil engineer. If anyone knows about engineers and construction in Australia, you get absolutely rorted. You get so much work to do, so much stress. You work big hours and you get paid not that much for it, comparatively. So I was hating my life. I was in the pain zone. By the way, I tried to make it work and like accept that could be my career, but I couldn't. Like I literally would ask all my colleagues, like, do you enjoy this job? Like they were above me, I'd ask them, and they were like, honestly, it's never going to be worth it. So I was like, all right. And then I actually moved to my last job, which was M12 West. Don't know if I can say that, whatever, I don't care. And I told them like my goal was around coaching, not around the engineering. And they actually helped me a lot. Like I owe a lot to them guys for supporting me. Like even in my mid-year review, they said like I have potential in construction to go far, but given what I want to do, here's what they think they gave me work that they would think would benefit me to learn in a business aspect. So I was looking at finances, I was looking at planning things, because that's what they identified as something that I could actually get like interchangeable value from onto my business, which is like fucking unreal, to be fair, because if anyone knows construction, it's full of angry old men who would not give a shit if I told them I wanted to leave. But these people actually genuinely cared about me, which is mad support for that. Truly appreciate those guys. So anyways, the goal is to share everything, what I'm doing, where I'm at, what my strategies are going into the new year, how I'm going to get to Dubai, current situation, tracking progress, even mentally and physically how I'm going. So physically, goal is to get in immense shape. I've got a coach at the moment for myself, not because I don't know how to get in shape, more just I wanted to delegate that side of my fitness. I just want someone to tell me what to train and what to eat, so I don't have to spend time thinking about myself too much. Like I just want to delegate it and sort of have someone else run that side of my life. So goal is in January to lose 5 kilos, and I'm currently about 91, so that get me down to about 86, and I'll be very lean at 86, and then from there probably main gain / little lean bulk action. And then by the end, we'll cut again for Dubai and I'll look amazing. So that's the goal. In terms of mindset, it's just to really improve on the weaknesses I identify. Like I know, for example, a weakness of mine I want to improve on a lot is my networking. Like I'm not the greatest at it. Like I can talk to people, But literally, if I'm not interested, you can tell straight away, and like it doesn't always come off well. I also want to improve because I am a little bit shy in that setting. It's kind of funny because if you put me in front of a crowd of like 100 people or 50 people, whatever, I kill it. I feel so comfortable. I feel confident because I know I can deliver speeches well. I did it in construction. We used to present the program for the construction project, and I presented to like 40, 50 people, and I just kill it, and I absolutely loved it. But if you try me talking to one-on-one, a bit more intimacy in the conversation, I suppose, like it's a bit personal, I just fucking don't do well. But so that's the main thing for me. I want to improve on that. That's something I want to improve. You can attach that to mindset side. Mindset side as well is like emotional maturity. I want to work on that side of my life. And realistically, I have to mature as a person. I want to go from a coach to a genuine entrepreneur and CEO of a company. So that's what I want to do. That's what I'm being taught to do by my mentorship, which is Coaching Concierge. Them guys, I owe them a lot. They've helped me a lot, and we're going to run it. Goal is to get into their scale program, which is not too far. Obviously, I hit my 10K month. That's what their prerequisite is, but I think they would want me to hit that like 3 or 4 times before they took me on into that. So that's the goal for me. January strategy is I've already hyped up the launch. I'm going to do a launch. Launches for me, like in my opinion, launches aren't what they used to be. Even from a year ago, launches used to be a bit more powerful. Like, oh, get in. They're not that exactly. For me, they're more of a market test. How my audience is responding to me. Is my content coming across? Am I connecting with my audience? Those kind of things. That's really what launches are for me. So even if I do this launch and I don't really get the result I want, I then know, okay, I need to address my content. I need to address my niche, my voice, the way I'm marketing myself to my audience. But if it does really well, it tells me I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right things, and I continue on. So goal for January is 15K in the month. I think it's very achievable. Obviously, I've got some recurring revenue. I think it's about 5 to 6K recurring straight away. So I need to find about 9, which I definitely can. I've raised my prices as well. I won't say how much, but I'll say I definitely have raised my prices because my last price, like my close rate for December was 70%, and I think 50% signed up on a split. That means they split the upfront over 2 months, 20% upfront, 10% recurring. So recurring like monthly, I mean. So that's a good sign that, yeah, I'm pretty good at selling what I'm currently selling, so I'm gonna up the price and get better at sales to sell that. But I'm pretty confident in my sales, like very confident. If someone gets on a call with me and they genuinely want help, I think I'll genuinely show them. Like my process for the sales is I like to engage a lot of trust with the person and learn about them. And long story short, sales, I think I'm sweet. Still got an outreach. I've hired my first employee. She's currently on break, but she helps me with my outreach, which is going to be a huge drive. I'm going to drive that to 100 messages a day. Currently, it's at 55 by myself, or it goes to 70 with her. She does majority. I'm going to scale that to 80, so she does 50 and I do 30. Then I'll scale that to 90. I'll get her to do 60. I'll do 30. Continue on, or hire someone else in to get to 100 and plus. So that's the goal. I'm running ads at the moment. They're more just for following ads. So I'm getting about 30 to 40 followers a day at the moment. It's killing it. I'm assuming because it's January, people are interested in fitness. It's starting to get more busy. So that's the main things. Hopefully I didn't talk you guys to death, but I want this to be more of an authentic series. Don't expect like cinematography, this and that. This is going to be a raw, very much raw like experience of what I'm genuinely doing to grow my business as a call me young, I'm 24, but as someone that is relatively new to this business stuff. I've only been in it for a year. I'd say I've only really been hitting decent numbers in the last 3 months. So anyways, that's the goals. I obviously have a lot of side goals, but I'll go over them sort of as we go along. But yeah, that was the main thing. I just wanted to introduce myself in this video, show you a few things, hopefully give some inspiration at the start of the year for my fellow coaches and businessmen. But follow me along. I'm sure you'll learn some things about how to grow your business just through me, what I'm going through and what I'm addressing. But yeah, that's the main thing. So I think my number one advice for anyone that's setting goals, set a goal, make it public. I think making it public goes a long way in accountability. More so if you already are like a public kind of figure, like obviously coaches, because people will tie that to your reputation. Like generally, if I don't show up after posting, I'm going to post once a week on YouTube, people are going to notice, and then I'll start to lose a bit of my authenticity and authority and trust. Whereas if I do deliver, it just increases that. So that's my 2 cents. I think you should make the accountability occur by making it public. So there is accountability, bit pressure. I think a bit of pressure never hurt anyone, and actually it goes a long way in produce better results. Like even when I quit my job, I was thinking I was making about 4 or 5K a month for coaching, which is fucking nothing. But I put the pressure on, next month doubled it. So that is something I think is worth looking into. It's seen as risky, whatever. I don't think there is a risk. Like if you consider that you are going to pass away one day, the biggest risk is not doing what you want. So those are my thoughts. Hope you found this valuable. Follow me along on this journey. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. Give me a like. The next few videos, once a week, I'll give you an update on how the week went, what I'm working on, and there'll be a theme to each video where I'm going to be tackling, whether it's like something I'm overcoming, something I'm working on, blah, 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 whatever it is. Look out for it in the future. If you enjoyed, as I said, subscribe to this shit, and I'll see you guys next week.